So you're curious about the Fisher's Landing area in Vancouver, Washington. This video is for you. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington YouTube channel. I am your host, Hannah Dubyne, and I'm stoked that you're here today because we're talking about one of my favorite areas in the city, which is Fisher's Landing. If you have been looking into Clark County or you live here, you know all about Fisher's Landing because it's a very popular area. My office is on the west side of Camas on 192nd Avenue, but I'm basically right up against Fisher's Landing, so I'm very familiar with it. This is where I go a lot of times to do my personal shopping, and I'm gonna give you 7 reasons, or I guess 7 things to know about Fisher's Landing today. And honestly, most of them are positive things. So let's get into the video. I can't wait to share with you. First thing to know about Fisher's Landing is that it has distinct borders. So a lot of areas in Vancouver don't really have a specific street where it's like, oh, you're definitely not in XYZ area anymore, but Fisher's Landing is one of those areas. So the borders for Fisher's Landing are 164th Avenue, 192nd Avenue, Mill Plain Boulevard, and then Highway 14. So within that rectangle, that is Fisher's Landing. I have seen listings a couple times where they're just like a tiny bit north of Mill Plain, and the listing agent has put in the heart of Fisher's Landing, and I'm like, I don't think that's right. Second thing to know about Fisher's Landing is that for the homes there, the lots are not super big. I would say on average, lot sizes range between about 4,300 square feet to like 7,000-ish. There are exceptions to that. Yes, there are some that are smaller. Yes, there are some in the bigger neighborhoods that are on bigger lots. For the most part, like the 4,000 to 6,500 range is where you're gonna find the lot sizes. So if you're looking for a home that's far away from the neighbors, you can't see in anyone's windows, anything like that, this is probably not a good area for you. Next thing you need to know about Fisher's Landing is that most of the homes here were built in the late 90s and the early 2000s. So this makes the homes, as of now when I'm filming this in 2023, 20 to 25 years old. 20 to 25-year-old homes have unique problems in the Pacific Northwest. It means that we're coming up on anniversary dates of big systems in the home that need to be replaced. This is things like the HVAC, the air conditioning, potentially water heaters, siding, a roof. Those are all, like, combine those together and you're in 5 figures of cost. So definitely consider that when you're potentially looking for a home to buy in this area. It also means that if you're someone who wants the latest and greatest interior finishes, you might have a harder time, or you might have to just wait longer to find something that's already renovated in the area, because 20, 25 years ago, everyone here had those kind of orange oak cabinets, which aren't really the style anymore. The 90s and the early 2000s, some of those family-size homes around 2,000 to 2,500 square feet, they had the circle floor plan where you had 2 rooms. You had like a living room and a family room, whatever you want to call them, and then you had the kitchen and you had the dining, and then you had the staircase in the middle. And so you had 2 living spaces, and so you're gonna get a little bit of a different layout because of when these homes were built. Fourth big thing you need to know about Fisher's Landing is that rentals are not allowed. This is because most of the Fisher's Landing area, not all, but most of it was built with HOAs. If you're wondering what the HOAs are gonna cost, I would say about $30 to $80 a month for Fisher's Landing area. And these HOAs are gonna make sure that you trim your grass, they're gonna need to approve your paint color, they're gonna make sure that you put your trash cans away, and they're gonna take care of the parks. But one of the big things about it is that rentals aren't allowed in Fisher's Landing. People ask me why this is, why did the developers not want rentals allowed? I think they were just going after creating a community that is more focused on homeowners, and it has preserved the value of the area tremendously well. There are a couple subdivisions in Fisher's Landing that are rentals allowed, which is great for the people in there that have rentals because there's such low supply in this area. They're able to charge a higher rent rate, but you see a distinct difference in the way that people maintain their homes in those neighborhoods. Since those neighborhoods have mostly turned over to rentals, they're not in anywhere near as good of shape as the ones that are homeowners only. So if you want to live somewhere where everyone takes care of their property really nicely, Fisher's Landing is a great spot for you. If you have plans to move out of your home and then rent it out, this is not really going to be the area for that. Fifth thing to know is that everything is close to Fisher's Landing. This is the part of town that I roll in. My office is very close to Fisher's Landing, so is my personal home, and I spent many years living in Cascade Park as well. Literally everything you need is in East Vancouver off of 164th Avenue. We have, Fred Meyer grocery store. We have lots of local restaurants. We have places to get your oil changed, car repair shops. We've got Home Depot and Lowe's on 192nd Avenue. We've got parks, we've got schools. The 14, the freeway, is right there, which connects to 205. Everything is just so close, and I didn't get to experience that growing up. It is one of the things that if you've lived here for a long time, you take it for granted, but it is such a blessing, and I absolutely love that about Fisher's Landing. Number 6, people love the schools, or I should say parents love the schools. If you have kiddos that are school age, then you might consider this as an area to live, because you'll see that people do enjoy the schools here. They are highly rated. For elementary schools, we have Fisher's Landing Elementary, 𝐂𝐬𝐠𝐒, and Columbia Basin. For middle school, most of Fisher's Landing goes to 𝐂𝐻𝐒, and then for high school, most of Fisher's Landing goes to Mountain View High School. By the way, if you are looking for district boundary maps, go on our website, DubyneRealtyGroup.com, click on the resources tab, and we have all of the Clark County school district maps linked up there, so check that out. Number 7, the parks are cute and the area is very walkable. If you have looked into homes in the area, you probably zoned in on Fisher's Landing if you really want parks in your neighborhood and you want to have cute little sidewalks and front porches and all of that stuff. I will be honest with you, this is one of the only areas in the city that has this continuous vibe throughout it. There are multiple subdivisions in here that have cute little parks in the center, kind of like a roundabout style. I don't know how to describe that properly, but it's very aesthetically pleasing, and it's a very suburban feel. The parks are very generously sized, so if you want a nice park for your kiddos or just for yourself and your dog, this is a great spot to live. Okay, I'm realizing now that in the beginning of the video I said top 7, but I actually have 9 points for you guys, so you get 2 bonus ones that you didn't think you were gonna get. Number 8 thing to know about Fisher's Landing is that it's very popular and it's competitive. All the things I listed before this are honestly pretty positive. And it is just such a unique area for Vancouver that people tend to gravitate towards it. And it doesn't really matter what the market is doing. Homes that are prepared well and priced right, they sell here. And they have outperformed other parts of Vancouver in terms of appreciation. So just know, if you are honing in on this area to live in, which I love, by the way, I love when clients know where they want to live. We're able to help them really well. Just get ready to compete a little bit or potentially look off market, because there are lots of buyers out there looking as well. And my last final point, number 9, goes kind of off of number 8, which is that it's held its value really well over the years. So I have a couple stats I want to share with you guys. Hear this out. In 2013, the average sale price in Fisher's Landing was $235,000. That's crazy to even hear that number, because that doesn't exist anymore. And then 2023, today, the average sales price in Fisher's Landing is $606,000. 257% appreciation in 10 years. Compared to Clark County in 2013, the average sales price was $245,000. And in 2023, for all of Clark County, average sales price right now is $562,000. That's 229% appreciation in 10 years. Both of those are obviously tremendous numbers. This is a great place to live in terms of your home growing in value, but you can see that Fisher's Landing outperformed Clark County as a whole by about 30%. So people have gotten a good return on their money there. Those are really the 9 most important things I want you to know about Fisher's Landing. This covers a lot of the things that you should know before you start looking for a home in this area. I hope this video was helpful to you, and if you're thinking about moving to or within Fisher's Landing, or honestly anywhere in Clark County, myself and my team at Dubyne Realty Group would love to be of service to you. So reach out to us, email us, DM me on Instagram at Hannah Dubyne, text us, and also sign up for our weekend newsletter, Weekend Happenings with Hannah. We post about the best local events happening for you and your family, and we look forward to seeing you on next week's video. Thank you so much for watching.